favorite math students. This is Mrs. Berger, joined by the handsome
Mr. Lamb from Larkspur Middle School, bringing you the latest video on comparing fractions, decimals, and percent.
Ooh.
Now this time we're going to compare fractions, decimals, and percent. Comparing. That's the big word.
Just comparing, not ordering. Comparing.
Oh my goodness, I bet our learning target then is...
I can compare fractions, decimals, and percents using proper mathematical symbols.
Good old proper mathematical symbols.
That's right.
Here they are again.
What are those proper mathematical symbols? Well, we have greater than or less than. And remember, the opening always faces the bigger number. It wants to eat the bigger number. So the alligator always eats that bigger number. So this is like an alligator, right?
So
or you can make it a Pac-Man, and the Pac-Man always chomps towards that bigger number.
There you go.
Doesn't really matter. Either way.
If you like Pac-Man, you like alligators, you make a choice.
That's right. So when given fractions, decimals, or percents, and having to compare them, first things first, we have to get them in the same form, right? So they have to be in the same form. Mr. Lamb forgot his pen, even though I said before the video started, Mr. Lamb, grab your pen. I should have said Dad. I said, don't forget your pen.
I got it.
And then, boop, here it is. All right.
All right.
Now that we can both teach you, here we go. So you want to put them in the proper form.
So what kind of form do you like to use?
Well, I think decimals or percents are easy.
Yeah.
I don't ever mess with those fractions.
That's a fact. So I always me personally, I like decimals because I can always check them with a calculator.
That's true. That's true. And since one of our numbers is actually already a decimal, we
Kinda
only
makes
have
it
to
easier
do
for you.
one conversion, and that's 3/4. For those of you super smarties out there,
You
we
already
know 3 divided by 4, right? So think about quarters, right? 4 quarters is $1. 3 quarters is 75 cents. So this is one that you'll eventually just memorize.
Why don't we show them like how you would have done that if you were going to do it that way?
Absolutely, because I would use long division.
That's right, because she's a long division kind of girl.
That's right. So the 3 goes in the inside. 3 divided by 4. I don't even know what that means. All right, anyways, we're going to keep it going. So, if I have 3, could I give you 4? No. Mr. Lehman is silly. All right, now, sorry, we're focusing.
Okay,
so,
sorry.
How many groups of 4 are in 30? Well, if I think of my 4s, I have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, and that's 7 groups. 7 times 4 is 28. And if I have 30 and I take away 28, I have 2. And I drop down that second 0.
And I know there are 5 groups of 4 in 20. That's where the 75 comes from.
And if I do my multiplication right, I have no remainder, so I just stop.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we know.
I terminate.
Ooh, I like terminate. So we know that 3/4, we kind of knew that already because we know that 3 out of 4 quarters is 75 cents.
I know.
So 3/4 is 0.75. But let me show you a little trick here because this is pretty easy to mess up. So this one has how many decimal places, Miss Berger?
It has 3. It goes to the thousands.
It goes all the way to the thousands place. This only goes
to the
hundredths place. And I want you to remember that you always compare numbers that are the same size.
That's right.
So to make this one the same size as this one, I have to add a 0.
Yep.
And I add it here because it doesn't change anything by adding it to the end.
Yeah.
It's 75 hundredths or 750 thousandths. It's the same thing.
Samesies.
But now when I compare 750 thousandths to 807 thousandths, I know that I'm doing it correctly.
Yeah.
So 750 thousandths would be less than 807 thousandths.
What a weird placement for that. But yes, that's true. It would be less than kind of in the middle. But either way, your alligator's just creeping in. So alligator, again, faces that bigger number.
So it's going to eat the 807.
Right. All right, so let's do another one.
Okay, well this one has percent.
Ooh.
So again, let's change it to a decimal because this one's a decimal.
That's true. That's
or
true.
would you like to go the other way?
Ooh, let's make that one a percent.
Okay, since she wants to go with percent, we'll make this one percent. So the rule for changing a decimal to percent,
Well,
she probably has some cute way of remembering it.
Right, I think about Dr. Pepper, my favorite beverage. Do you know right now there's a shortage on Diet Dr. Pepper? It's kind of like the toilet paper fiasco in...
You mean COVID is causing a problem with Dr. Pepper?
Yes, that's facts.
How is COVID causing a problem with Dr. Pepper?
So there's an issue in the production line, very much like toilet paper in like the March, if you remember that craze, that now that Diet Dr. Pepper is like not on the market right now.
It's a good thing you don't need Diet Dr. Pepper like you need toilet paper.
That's true. But I personally need Diet Dr. Pepper the same way. Anyways,
True.
Side facts. So I have a decimal, I want a percent, I'm gonna go 1, 2 to the right.
So I'm gonna go 1, 2.
2. Only 2 spaces.
Now, even though there's 3 numbers there, we're only going to move it twice.
Right.
So this becomes
let's rewrite it.
44 5/10 of a percent.
Oh, Mr. Lamb, I don't love the way you wrote that.
I knew you wouldn't.
So we could just say 44.5%.
See how she pushed me right out of the way so she could do it her way?
Yeah.
But I wanted them to understand it was 5/10, but that's okay.
Well, they
We
know it's
won't write
5/10
it that
As
way.
they understand place value, Mr. Lamb. These are 6th graders.
That's true. I do forget sometimes.
Silly. Okay, so now I have 44%.
Which, can we bring it down here?
We sure can.
So when I put the symbol here this time, you don't make fun of me?
Probably will still happen.
Now, so 44 and 44.5.
So if I have
Pretty
0.1,
close.
but that 0.5 means I have a little bit more.
So this is going to be smaller than this.
Yeah, because this is really 44.0.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
So now I just
Because I said I like to
alligator-
compare them when they're the same size.
That's true. So now they are, right?
So the alligator's going to eat this bigger number.
That's right. Faces that bigger number. So 44% is
Is
less
less
than 445 thousandths. All right, we're going to do one more. But wait, there's one more. Here it is.
Ooh.
Ooh.
7/8.
Oh, man, Mr. Lamb. The 7s are not my favorite.
No, you mean the 8s.
Yeah, 7s or 8s.
So to do this, I
Wow.
guess we would have to take 7
Yeah, and we would divide it by 8.
divided by 8.
We could do that long division.
Or, you know, you're really not supposed to use a calculator, but there are some times when you're
Just
going to
don't-
run
just
into a
don't-
tough one.
Just don't tell us.
Don't tell on us because we're not supposed to tell you to use a calculator.
I know, but it's okay this time.
Yeah, if you run into one that's kind of hard, I mean, you could do the long division. Don't get me
could.
wrong, you could, and it's good practice.
It is good practice.
But if you didn't, you could pick up your handy dandy. What if they don't have a calculator?
Oh no, you don't have a calculator. Well, I think in ClassLink we could solve that problem.
I think there is something in class.
So in ClassLink we could do the Desmos calculator, right? I could clear all that because that was from another video. And I could just do 7 divided by, remember that brings up the fraction bar, and then 8.
And look, I even love the fact that on the Desmos calculator, when you do 7 divided by 8, it doesn't put the divided, it actually turns it into a fraction.
Because that's what the fraction bar means.
That's all it
means
is.
division. So 875,000.
So I'll write that down on my hand.
875 thousandths. Don't forget that one. 875.
It's 0.875.
875 thousandths, and I have
Oh.
713 thousand.
So now this is easy.
This is easy. 875 is bigger than 713. So, bam!
Oh, let's get that alligator to eat that bigger number. She loves that silly alligator.
Makes sense though. Alligator's hungry.
Think
Just
we
like
have
I am, because it's starting to get lunchtime.
I think there's one more.
I think I lied. There is one more, and it's super important, so we're going to show it to you.
Yeah, but we'll do it quick. We'll try and get this one done for you.
All right, I'm going to make this one a decimal, right? 'Cause
Okay.
it has to be the same, so I'm going to make it a decimal. So remember, Beyonce, 2 times.
And remember,
To
this
the
one
left,
looks a
to
little
the
weird
left.
because it already has a decimal.
Yeah, so I start at the decimal spot, right? So this is 0.075.
So one of the things I just want you to remember is when you see a percent sign and there's a decimal in it, it doesn't mean it's already a decimal. It just means it's not a whole percent.
And while Mr. Lamb was talking, I made sure both of them went to the thousands place.
Oh, so this one's huge by
That's
comparison to that.
800, that's 75. So, Bigger number.
Bigger number. Hope you got figured this one out, because this is something that can be a little bit hard to understand sometimes. So if you are confused,
Watch
there's
second
another video. But for those of you that go, oh, between the calculator and between long division and stuff, I got this. You'll be able to get this done. So just go in there and get started on that project.
Remember to sign on through ClassLink.
Class